What's going on, Hustle fam? It's your friend Ryan here, hosting Sustained by Hustle podcast, brought to you by Nightmare Muscle. And to my left is Mike. How you doing, Mike?
Phenomenal.
And to my right is Wilmer. I'm gonna get that right one of these days. How you feeling? How you doing?
I'm cool. What's up, everyone?
Love it. So we had an incredible weekend. Just briefly go over, the kind of weekend that we had. We had Nightmare Muscle at the Full Sticker.
Don't pause. Full Sticker. That's better than what you're saying.
What is that?
It's like a Nordic wolf. I don't know 100%. I just know it's from Norse mythology.
Okay, so that's a gym we were at this weekend with a booth. We was rocking. Really cool to always be a part of the powerlifting meets. They are back rocking again. It's still a little weird out there with the mask, no mask, distance, no distance.
That's also because we were in Redwood City.
Yeah. And the gym was really, the gym was a really good size, but for the size meet that and the amount of people that were in there, it didn't have that airflow that would have made it much more comfortable for people to be in there.
COVID safe.
Well, you know what I was saying? This is what I learned from talking to Aaron, the owner. Because I did remember seeing his gym on the list before, but we never went to it. And I was like, why have we never been here? And he was telling me it was because it was supposed to happen, I think, March or April last year when COVID all shut down.
Yeah.
So they never had the opportunity to have a meet and have that experience and fix it.
But I could have sworn you said that you've seen him at other meets.
I have seen him at meets. Which is super weird. We've seen him a few times in the last 6 years. This is the first time we ever spoke, though.
Okay, so he didn't take notes when he was at another meet. So, with that being said, maybe you should take notes. Not talking shit, just saying, be a little, like you understand the flow of things. If you've been to other meets, that's what we try to do as a brand, and just as individuals that do work in the intricacies of being at meets is we take notes. We know what kind of works, what doesn't work, the demographic of people that are there, the different style of lifters that are there, the what is the organization that's there. So if it's USAPL or if it's USPA,
Strongman Corporation.
So all of these things matter, and if you don't take those notes while you're there, so when you throw your own event, then shame on you. Anyways. It was a great meet. We weren't there normally the whole long time we were there, but we just wanted to pop in. We wanted to, show up. I feel that having a brand there that is selling something, whatever it is, always adds to the meets. That's just my opinion, but, I feel when you have other brands that are there at the meet, it just gives the meet, a
layer.
A deeper feel to it, right?
Like
you got
onion.
people selling stuff there, so that means that there's going to be people there. And then if you're selling things and people are buying things, that means it's rocking. So I don't know how you guys feel. What do you guys feel about, having brands and just other vendors at powerlifting meets? Do you guys feel the same way, Mike?
I think I'm the worst person to ask because I don't do a lot of stuff. Like, I don't listen to music. I never been to a concert.
All right, cool. So
they don't ask me these questions.
Shit, I'm on the same boat with Mike, but no, it does. It does. I feel like it does. Like, build. It kind of gives you a sense of community. Like, so, like a lot of people, like when they see us in booth, they're like, man, like it's not an event without you. Like,
people have said that, yeah. So I do like that.
It's just familiarity. Like you see us, like it's okay. It's going down.
It's a fit. All right, so can we say that Nightmare Muscle makes it official?
It
Can
does.
we say that Nightmare Muscle makes the powerlifting meets official?
Look here, if Nightmare Muscle's not on the banner or at the event, it's not real. Let's be real.
Hey man, we've slowly worked ourselves into that position, and though not everybody may have heard of us or see us, we're there. Indirectly or directly there. But I feel that, man, when we're there, we're mixing and mingling with people. We're always trying to do something to add value to the meet. We're never trying to take away from it, other than, taking your donations for our T-shirts,
our services.
But we've kind of injected ourselves into this culture, which I will talk to about that briefly, coming up in another topic here. But I feel that, us as a brand, Nightmare Muscle, being at the meets really does help. And the meet that we just were at was really cool. It's nice to see, at least gyms here in the Bay, get into the powerlifting scene, which I'll just get into the next topic. Are we good with?
Well, I
good
would
with
say now that I think about it, my one personal thing I'll say about this, that I do think booths make a big difference in events, and I will say this because I've been to meets where some people just should not have a booth there. We've been to events where there's other booths there that are trying to sell their product or their service, and it just doesn't make sense, and I think it confuses everybody. But like at least when we're there, it's popping.
Because it makes sense because we have, now we have elbow sleeves and knee sleeves. So if you haven't checked that out, go to the website, go to our Instagram, and go check out and see how it looks, man. Because we popping now.
Shameless plug.
And
a brief break from our sponsors.
But now we have the knee sleeves and the elbow sleeves for our community of people that love us and just want to continue to support what we're doing here, which is all for the lifters and all for the supporters. Speaking of the Bay Area, I want to touch on how do you guys feel about running a fitness brand here, more specifically a powerlifting brand in the Bay? Because a lot of people, if you're not from the Bay Area and you're listening to this, the Bay Area is interesting. It's a melting pot of different cultures and people from all walks of life. We are like the tech center of the world. We got Facebook, Google, all the Oogles here.
We
got Tesla.
No, not no more. We had them. They're going to Texas.
All right, well, they still left their footprint here, and all of the people that were a part of them
and the price
haven't
tags
left here. The prices have went up around here, but with that being said, man, it does make it, I would say, challenging to push this culture or this mindset, of powerlifting, being aggressive, showing up to the gym, moving some serious weight, and then on top of that, having, content that is wrapped around that as well, and trying to market that here in the Bay Area, because we're pretty big outside of the Bay, in the Bakersfield area, and then you can even go to other states, Texas.
The Midwest and East Coast gives us all type of love.
Mike knows all these things.
I keep track of every these things.
But, it hurts my feelings a little bit. I'm just going to be truly transparent here with everyone that's listening to us, the few that are. It hurts my feelings, a little bit, a lot of it, when I don't see our brand in these gyms. And I'm speaking more specifically right now to commercial gyms. And I understand that, we're in the power scene, and not as much as I would like, but, we're working on being a little more. We're working on being more consistent with what we want to provide to our niche market, which is the strength realm, powerlifting, strongman, and all the aggressive sports. But I'm just saying, I wish I would see a bit more of our T-shirts out here in the 24 hours. Fitnesses, that's the gym that I've gone to for over 15 years, and to see Gymshark, Alpha Male Elite, or whatever, Alpha Elite, strength, even some Strength Cartel. We even got Barbell Brigade up here. I'm like, what in the world is going on? Do you guys not know here in the Bay Area there's a brand here that you can represent? What? I'm not doing my job. I'm not doing, my due diligence around here, and I'm looking to help just give that option. I'm not here to change it yet, but I'm here to give an option. Here shortly, I will start forcing my hand upon people. Just kidding. But how do you guys feel? What's your opinion on that? How do you feel about running? What are your thoughts and feelings on having a fitness brand here?
Go first, Will.
Go ahead, Will.
I didn't. I mean, the only explanation I could give, I think, is that the Bay Area is like a melting pot, right?
Mm-hmm.
There you got people from all different cultures, and powerlifting doesn't necessarily seem to be a universal, sport.
Mm-hmm.
If you go to Central America, that's where I'm from, El Salvador. like no one knows what I don't even think they have. They might have gyms, but it's not cracking like that. So for sure, no, they don't. They probably don't even know what powerlifting is. And then you have a lot of those people out here in the Bay Area.
I think bodybuilding is a much more like universal sport.
Maybe now, or calisthenics.
Yeah, like I think because it's like you physically can see that.
Yeah.
Especially now, you can see a motherfucker that's hella strong, and he'd be like, "No
well,
way."
you even have like like part of the culture is like, oh, don't do stuff that's gonna get you hurt.
Yeah.
Right? So then
stigma.
My I love my mom, but she'll like tell me all the time like, stop lifting, you're gonna hurt yourself. You're gonna hurt yourself. And I was like, it doesn't matter what you do, you're gonna hurt yourself. So she was right though. I did hurt myself.
And it wasn't lifted. But it wasn't lifted.
Yeah. Well, she told me to not do that too. So yeah.
Moms is always gonna try to protect the baby.
But that's how the culture is out there. Like, man, anything physical is gonna hurt you, so don't do it.
Mike,
I think it's weird. No, I'm gonna get to the nitty gritty of it because what doesn't make any sense, and the only thing I can kind of bring it back to is if you've ever heard that people like talk or your mom or just like memes on the internet that you could find someone that lives 10,000 miles away from you and they're gonna support you 100% more than the motherfucker back like next door. And that's not to throw shade at anyone that lives next door to me. It's just facts. Nah, like I'll keep it real, bro. Like people I went to high school with, and whatever, and I've known forever. They don't fuck with me. They don't buy my shit. I'll get a like on Instagram if I post me and Fabi, or they say that's cute. And to keep 100, like it is what it is. But you have someone that's never met us, but someone has either given them Nitro Muscle or they've seen us at an event on a banner and they followed us, and they go out of their own comfort zone sometimes to tag us or DM us and be like, ask us what it is, or buy something because they've seen us at this meet, just being on a backdrop, or there's someone already over there that's like preaching Nitro Muscle and they've never even physically met us. So for me, I've learned. I don't want to say I don't care about with them not wearing it here, but I think it'd be a way harder push for us to grow it. Because it's not in the Bay Area culture to be like that.
Yeah, I was gonna say that too. Right. Yeah.
Like even when it was like cracking, with sidewalk cracking motherfuckers on like CT Fletcher, and that was like the big push on YouTube and everything. That still wasn't like hella popular over here. Yeah. Like Barbell Gay was popping off. Old Squire, I think, was also a little bigger because Rich Crown and them were going there. But it's not like they were coming to the Bay Area. The closest thing we had was the San Jose Fit Expo, and that's like when the Fit Expo was kind of popping.
And to be clear on what the Bay Area is, we have the South Bay, which is, I would consider San Jose, touching into the Campbell, Cupertino area. And then if you went to the West Bay, that's on the other side of the bridge from us. The peninsula, which would be Palo Alto, Redwood City, San Carlos, even into... sorry, you guys. There's
shoreline.
There's
someone got shot.
Somebody, hopefully not. But we got San Mateo, Foster City, and then even Burlingame. And then if we get to the north, and then San Francisco. People are familiar with San Francisco, the North Bay.
Frisco.
I would even say up to Novato. In that area.
I feel like you're pushing it with Novato, but that's my own opinion.
They still consider that the Bay.
They can consider that all they want.
Anyways, I got love for them out there because they supported us and they're further out from right here in the east.
That's what I'm saying.
So I'm right. You coming in around when she come. Okay, so we coming around. So I'm just trying to paint this picture of what the Bay is, for people. So, Sonoma County, people they. I'm telling you, they say the North Bay, they go all the way up there, bro. We're part of the North.
For me, it stops at Berkeley. That's just
so then we'll come down. So then you would say Berkeley is more North Bay than it is the East Bay.
Yep, that's my tip. That's my tip.
Richmond.
I wouldn't even, and I personally wouldn't go past Milpitas. So I feel like you be
South Bay.
Yep, I feel like you
about to hurt some people. Hey,
that's okay.
Careful like San Jose, bro, because that is part of
Union City.
hey, bro, we're about to get some hate. This is why the Bay Area doesn't support us, because y'all cutting off like millions of people, bro. First of all, the South Bay is I'm not getting into this ranting here. I'm just trying to paint a picture. Do not listen to these guys. All right.
Okay, so you were at Santa Clara, Sonoma County.
You've been Hayward.
He said UNC. Holy shit. Anyways,
Hayward pushing it.
so
you're on Sonoma County.
We're getting to the East Bay, you guys, and the East Bay, according to them, is Oakland.
Bro,
you got Oakland, you got Hayward, you have this little place called San Leandro in the midst of all of that, and then I would say Fremont is still somewhat of the East Bay. That's still like mid-east, south, but it is what it is. So that's what it looks like. I probably didn't do a great job of painting that clear picture for you guys, but that is the Bay Area that we're talking about. We'll just go with the main cities, right?
We'll go with that.
We'll go San Mateo, San Francisco, Berkeley, Emeryville, Oakland, and then Hayward, over here. So
it's just like Oakland, San Francisco.
Yeah, I'll do. Yeah, that's what people know. No, for real though. If you think about it, if you talk to anyone in the other country where you live, they either want to know.
Berkeley a little bit because
they said they don't register that with being the Bay though. They register that as somewhere else though. That's California. It's not the same. It's like they think of Berkeley as they think of Malibu. It's not the same.
No.
But whenever people ask me where we're from, and I say San Leandro, like they don't know. The two things you got to go to is Oakland, and they'll either say "oh" or they'll be like, "Oh, where's that? Where's that?" I was like, "We're 30 minutes from San Francisco," and then San
Francisco has its own stigmas too as well. So I try not to say just San Francisco. I'll say Oakland, but so that's the Bay, and powerlifting and the culture of powerlifting is not a huge scene out here. So you can imagine us as for the most part, we are a fitness brand, but we cater to powerlifting. We all powerlift. Some of us are retired or coming out of retirement, but the basis of our fitness is powerlifting, and we got a whole lot of support from that community of people.
But you proved my point though. It's literally the further away from you get from us, like as our headquarters, is the more love we get. It makes no sense.
Yeah.
Because like we go to every gym. We've traveled across the country. We've traveled to different states. We go to meets left and right. We support everything.
But honestly, like the only way I found out about powerlifting was through YouTube. If YouTube didn't exist, but
Dude, people are very oblivious. But I think it's like, I don't know. I think training like that in the Bay Area is still foreign to them. More and more people are doing it, but I think it's also like the newer kids that are doing it. Like the newer lifters that are doing it.
All right. So I guess, my question was, how is it to run a fitness brand? I mean, fitness brand here. I can even say fitness brand.
Yeah.
Like, powerlifting is fitness, so I'll just say fitness. You guys that are listening, we're speaking about powerlifting, but, fitness in general, because we all dabble in especially me, I do a lot of different things within the realm of fitness.
Mm-hmm.
How is it here?
I think we will need to open a gym and, like, embed the culture.
Oh, yeah, the facility.
Like, you can't embed a culture with just, like, the brand. Like, they need to see it.
Like, because even Rush has his own building. And people, that's almost
so we need a facility here.
We need something. Because I think running a fitness brand specifically is probably the hardest business you can run in the Bay Area. Unless you play on your looks and you're trying to lightweight be a fucking snake. Because I think that's like...
You meant to say that.
Nah, I'm talking about like the dudes that are like just snakes. Like, snake in the grass, that's motherfucker. You ever heard that?
That's a thought.
Okay, whatever. You know what I mean, though. They're just like, they're not good people.
Oh, okay.
Like, that's the best way to put it.
Skin deep.
Yeah.
Their flesh.
Or, or they really trying to take advantage of you. Fat sand. Let's bring it back.
No, a lot of people don't have the context of what we're saying, so
that's
we have to be careful. Like, we got to give some shine to.
Look, I got you. So whenever we talk about something being sand, that means it has no foundation. It's like they didn't go down to the bedrock to build your house. They just went right after the gravel and the dirt to the sand layer. And that's if you ever had an earthquake or anything happens, your house is coming apart because you got no foundation.
So that's our sand. Anytime we refer to
sand, that's what it got, no foundation.
Sand is along the lines of being like a thought, or just like you're just someone that is just surface, man. There's not a whole lot of depth to you. Once you get past like the hello and you start talking to someone, it's not a whole lot there. And you're like, all right, cool. So I know you didn't earn what you got. You just are perceiving to be something that you're actually not.
Yeah.
So we're trying to change that face of fitness around here because we are dudes that embody fitness. We embody what we do from a physical standpoint because it is deeper for us. It's deeper than a rep. That is where that I coined that quote term is deeper than a rep, man. Anything that we do repeatedly throughout the day, it has a deeper connection in our life because that's what's driving us to do it. So for us, powerlifting and fitness is truly, a bedrock in our lives. I'll just speak for myself, and not for these guys, I think it does, but at least for me, it's like that's what kept me out of trouble. That's what really helped me structure my life because I wasn't the most structured person. Like I ripped and ran the streets and then just always came back to training. Like I would be drinking all night, but then I know I woke up in the morning and went to the gym. Like it was just something that I always came and did.
You had a regimen.
I didn't, even though I wasn't getting the results that I wanted, I was showing up, right? And like that's another thing to like people say, oh, just be consistent. Well, yeah, you can be consistent in showing up and consistently not getting the results that you want. At some point, you have to start to understand and comprehend what you're doing in order to get those results.
And make better decisions.
And that's when powerlifting came into my life, and it really showed me that you need a program, you need to follow it, and you also need to get at some point, some mentoring.
I feel like it's funny because I feel like at the beginning you were not about it.
No, I wasn't. No.
You were like against it.
Yeah, because I didn't understand it. You know what I'm saying? So it's not to anyone's point out here in the Bay Area that they don't understand, the culture of powerlifting or just like being aggressive towards your fitness.
I think that's exactly what it is.
What?
It's the lack of understanding of what the sport is and what they do. Because even now, like a lot of what people do when it meets is education, and like what you do on the mic is educating people what they do, what this is. And we already know if people fear it or they don't understand it, they're scared of it.
Ryan has more responsibility on the mic now.
Yeah. Not only are you entertaining everybody,
you gotta inform.
Yeah, you're informing and educating.
Yeah. Okay. So, all right. So we're coming to some interesting
point of views,
and we're starting to get a better picture by just speaking this out loud. Like we need to educate people a little more on powerlifting, the culture of it, and I'll just get into the culture that is now being birthed through powerlifting. How do you guys feel about the culture here now? Culture
in the Bay, or the Bay, or the new baby lifters?
I'm just going to say the generation that's coming up now through powerlifting, like just through and through. Not here in the Bay Area because we know that there's a little culture here and we can speak on that. But I'm just saying, in general, how are we feeling about the culture of powerlifting?
Man, it's hella whack. I'm just kidding. I don't really have an input.
My input on it is I'm very hot and cold with it. I've seen some very shitty things that come from some of these younger cats, and I'm not even hella old. I know, right? I'm not even 27 yet. But like, I'm talking about like the 18-year-olds and 19-year-olds, 20-year-olds that are coming into the sport. Like when I came into it and I was working at Boss Barbell, like I remember who I was back then. It was just super different, and I was arrogant then, So I've seen people do some shady ass shit, like talking down to people, being hella rude to other people. Stealing shit at meets, which is fucked up. But I've also seen, kids and people that are brand new to the sport, even like that are coming in here and they're killing the game and they're some of the best people ever. Like Sean is a great example, or Ethan, because what does he do? He helps run a youth program. Mm-hmm. So that may not be nothing that really pertains. Sean, okay, that is Sean. My bad. So I'm sorry, Sean, if you listen to this. I apologize. That's my fault. But that's not something that hella pertains to the lifting, but that is something that pertains to who he is as a lifter. And I think that's more important than any amount of weight that you can put up. Because I think a lot of the new cats, you have two things. There's very surface shit, or they just want a big total, and they suck as people, or they're genuinely trying to be better. Like I'm trying to think of his name. He was a dude on the mic.
Oh.
At Workat. Gilbert. I forget his name, but he's the San Jose.
So do you think that's this new generation? Like, because I was just saying, like, when I speak, maybe within the last 7 years, then 60, like, say, like, as long as we've been in the game.
Okay,
so I feel like that's a new wave, right?
It for sure is.
We were in the forefront of that with the
C.T. Fletcher's, the Michael Sheeds.
Then you have the Larry Wills, the John Hacks, the young lady from Miami.
Steffi Cohen.
Steffi Cohen.
Steffi Cohen.
Steffi Cohen. And all, I don't know. So this generation, is it the new generation's fault that they are the way they are? Because of that generation before them really blew up the whole scene, like made it like an influencer now. Like if you lift big weight, you're gonna get big things thrown at you. You know, you don't have to really too much care about your personal self, you know, and maybe some conduct and character, because with those names, there's some suspect conduct that was going through there, right? So is it the new generation's, is it necessarily their fault that they're acting the way that they're acting and creating this culture of like...
Okay, so that's deep, and we could talk about stuff like that.
I feel like it is their fault.
I was going to agree. It for sure is their fault, because you know what? It's just, as time goes on. Bro, if it wasn't their fault, then we would still have flappers from 1920.
No, that's not what I meant. I mean, like, it's the new lifters' fault.
That's what I'm saying.
Because you decide who you get influenced by. Like, I know for, like, me, like, I'm choosing who has influence over me and who doesn't. So.
No, I agree with you.
So where did that come from, though?
What?
Like, your frame of thought, your mindset.
Oh. I wanted to build the character that I looked up to. So
someone that you admire, right?
Yeah, there's certain individuals that I admire, and there's certain characteristics of them that I admire, and that's what I try to strive for. Anything outside of that, if it's like BS, or if in my opinion is BS, then I disregard it. Or, you know, it's kind of playing Build-A-Bear with yourself.
Do you think that has anything to do with you having a son? Or do you think you've always kind of been that way?
For sure. Because having my son did influence. It influenced me as well, because, you know, it made me. I became more responsible immediately.
There are two things happen. You're either gonna fold or you're gonna buck back.
Have been like, bro, I'm out. Right?
And that happens a lot.
Yeah, but I I was taught by my parents, you know, take care of your responsibilities. That was my responsibility, you know.
I think, but I don't mean to cut you off, but I agree with you. It's the new lifters' fault that shit's getting the way it is. Like, people DMing us, oh, do you sponsor? And it's like they have like 10 followers and they haven't done nothing.
And I feel like right now it's even more so important to understand that concept, because like everyone's trying to fucking influence everyone on social media and all this shit, YouTube. So if you could start to understand like that you're being influenced left and right.
Yeah, you may not think about it, but
you'll
you
be
are
more in control of your actions and how you feel about yourself.
And that's what I was going to go on to say. I think it's so it's new lifters' fault that they're being influenced or they're allowing that to happen. But it's also people that have been in the game or just starting the game and they're faking it 100%. Like, you know, they're showing money in car, things that they really can't afford or not really doing. Or they're going to LA and putting on a show, using fake weights for videos and shit, which is a real big thing going on. All that stuff that perpetuates a lifestyle that is not attainable for you, fucks up your perception of things. And because let's be real, everyone's not going to be rich. No. Everyone's not going to be strong as hell. They're not going to get sponsored.
That's also subjective, right?
Yeah, it is subjective.
So then what is your definition of rich, right? What is your definition of being hella strong or being strong? You know? Okay,
I'll fix what I said. Because not everyone's going to have the financial freedom that they want.
Okay.
Not everyone's going to be able to lift all the pounds that they ever want to. They're going to fall short on their goals at some point in their life. And I think telling people that they're going to get the body they want if they do what you tell them to do, or they get your fucking tea, or they buy your stupid booty program, or they buy this fucking bullshit-ass pre-workout that's going to give them all the energy in the world. Things like that is what fucks people up. And I think that's bad marketing. Although marketing done well with great products can change a lot of people's lives. And that's why the FCC has been, this is a little fun fact, the FCC also, you're supposed to let your followers know if it's a paid sponsorship. People don't do that because that's wrong on so many levels to people of the public. Like if we were to, you know, pay someone to promote a product that, I don't know, whatever, let's say it literally made you stronger. And it's like these sleeves, let's say if I see the sleeves made you squat 300 more pounds. And I had a guy on there, he was squatting like 670, and that's what he has in a meet. And then later down the road, he squats 300 extra pounds on top of that. And we told you that. And I paid him to do that, and he didn't tell you that. that's wrong on so many levels. Yes, that may technically be true for him, but that's wrong and fucked up. And I think the people that perpetuate that are just as bad as the people that allow themselves to be easily influenced.
I'm playing devil's advocate here. And I don't think it's just the new generation's fault, because I'm trying to play devil's advocate, but it's not really working. So, excuse me. So I do understand this new generation because they want to keep up, right?
Yeah.
They want to do the things that those lifters or those influencers are already kind of doing. And most of the people that I named are really that strong. But they don't always disclose, how they got there or how long it took them to get there or the reason why they were able to get there so fast, right? And every person, even myself included, like I'm relatively strong if you're going to say against a regular good gym goer. But if you put me in the pool of, the elites or even the mid elites, I fall on the bottom half, the bottom part. And at one point I was like, damn, like I wanted to strive to be like that, right? I wanted to be someone that walked in the building like, damn, that dude's hella strong, or damn, that dude can bench hella weight. But then, I was like, dude, like that's so surface, that's like what does it matter? Because if that's what you're striving for, as soon as you're done being whatever that was, you will no longer matter.
And someone's going to come up behind you.
And somebody's right there up on my heels. And there's some youngster that's going to do it. So it's like, is that really the reason why you're here, Ryan? Was that the real reason why you even started powerlifting? What is that? And I think I need to do a better job of just, expressing that. So, because then we do have that the influencers that are full of shit, right? But then we don't necessarily have a whole lot of them that are just giving like some real context to what it is. And I'm not trying to downplay or water down anything that you guys are trying to do. If you want to go for that kind of lifestyle, just take it with a grain of salt, though. Just understand what comes with it. Like the person that wants to take shit from somebody. Mm-hmm. Okay, you want to take it. But just when you get that Glock shoved in your mouth from the officer, just know that you attracted that, right? Or if you go in front of a judge and they slam the gavel on you, just understand that you need to stand up and say, I did do this. This is my fault. Don't blame it on somebody else. And that is the problem that I have. And that's why I think that there is a responsibility for those that do have a huge following to be a little more transparent. But I know that there is a danger with that. But, man, you're doing a disservice to those that do see you as someone that is of influence to them, right? That doesn't have the Wilmer mentality that, like, if I don't admire you and if I kind of tap in with you and you seem a little suspect, I'm going to dismiss you. There are some that are just that naive, and it's, whose fault is that, right? It's like, I don't know.
I feel like this is such a good topic because there's a bunch of people that so as regular people, like you give everyone that has influence at any level the power.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think it's fucked up. It's like, for whatever reason you got famous for, I think it's fucked up to hold them to account to high standards sometimes, because sometimes they literally just got that lucky, and they may not be that good of a person, and trying to hold them to that level, the caliber of person it's fighting an uphill battle while everyone is pulling you back. It's not just you trying to go uphill. It's like, and I think celebrity is a good example, because just because we like them in movies and they're good at acting or whatever the fuck they're good at, or playing a sport, that doesn't mean they're ever going to be a good person.
And just like keep that thought, but it also brings up the quote to me is like, with great power comes great responsibility.
Okay, Spider-Man, Uncle Ben.
I'm just saying, like, I think there was one more that I wanted to touch on, but like that I hear a lot of people of influence talk about that quote. Like, be careful what you ask for, because you just might get.
There's consequences to everything.
So, not your fault that you got the success that you got and where you're at in life, but you attracted this. So now you have the attention on you. You liked it one aspect of the success, but you don't want no, you get it all.
I think it's like I think it's a perfect example of that. Like, be careful what you ask for, because you can make a shitload of money, right? and it comes with all type of problems.
Absolutely.
Like
taxes.
Not even just that, like scrutiny for one. Because I talked to you guys about how big I would like things to be, or the type of things I would like to do that are industry changing or life changing. But all that really comes with a problem. Like look at Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk and anyone that makes any type of fucking real money, like billions of dollars, like world changing money. They are under the most amount of scrutiny. Look at what like Bill Gates is a perfect example. Because like everyone thought he was some geeky nerd, and then him and his wife split up, and all this shit's coming out of the woodwork. Him cheating on her, him supposedly maybe going to that pedophile island, like you know what I'm saying. But the scrutiny comes on you with that type of influence, that type of attention, or celebrity. I guess that's the best way to put it. Because you don't have to make a lot of money to be scrutinized. But the more eyes on you, the more you're going to be judged, and the more you have to be careful for your own actions.
I feel that that's why we are important in this culture of Nightmare Muscle, and I think that's why we are a pillar in here. And I'm just going to say it because we're stand-up guys. We care about the content that we put out. We care about those that do watch us, and we always strive to be our best. Every day that we wake up and every day that we put a post up, we understand that this may influence somebody, and we want to do our very best to make sure that it's taken in the right, in the right manner. Like we can't control every aspect, but the intentions behind of what we do is always with trying to add value to you guys and to everyone that comes in our view. So that's kind of the long-winded conversation that could go on forever. But for me, I don't just blame this new generation that is coming up because I'll say us as the generation before them created them. Like there's now huge subsets. You're like, you got these lifting groups that only want to do this and only do that. And if you don't do this, then fuck you. Or they're the brand lifters, and if you don't have that, then you can't do this with us. Or, you look a certain way, or, whatever, man. It's just like, powerlifting to me was always a communal and family type of sport, because it did start in the garages. It wasn't a hugely popular sport. Like, I understand, like, the Dougs, the Dougs that came before us that, they did this because they just wanted to be strong and lift with their buddies and just, do these things to have an outlet. But now this sport is being exposed to everyone, and everyone is kind of taking it on in their own way, and it's a beautiful thing, but we do need to have a certain level of responsibility if we're going to keep this sport healthy for those that are up and coming. I want my niece, I want Wilmer's son to be able to come in this powerlifting realm that we're a part of and thrive in it, and not want to deter them from it. I was like, why are we a part of this thing? I don't want to be a part of the problem. I want to be a part of the solution. And I know we can do our due diligence here to continue to steer this thing that we call powerlifting, in a healthy way. I don't have any other way to say it. It's like in a manner in which, everybody can come and be a part of what we're doing and get something out of it and better their lives.
I think in that same sense, then we should also hold the federations to a higher degree. And with that being said, I think there is a lack of support sometimes, depending on the federation you're in. I'm not going to say which, but there's not a lot of outreach. If you can simply do simple ass math. You can look up your federation registration. You can look up on Open Powerlifting how many lifters lifted last year or within the last 12 months in that federation, and you could do some simple math and multiply that number by the registration, and you'll get just a rough estimate of what you paid for to them. And then you could even do some more math and multiply that same number by what a regular registration for an event is. Like, there's a lot of money in this sport, but it's not going to small businesses. I don't think it's going to a lot of the athletes and helping out. There's a handful of great meet directors out there, but the real power is in the hands of the federations. Because I think if you really wanted to mold the minds of kids or help them and understand this and move the sport, One, I think we either need to have a facility, we need to have a kids program somehow. Because like, when did you get introduced to football?
I've always seen it, but I didn't get like exposed to like the Pop Warner stuff until I was in almost middle school.
That's still younger than when you started lifting, though.
Yeah.
When did you start going to play soccer?
I was 14.
It's still younger than you started lifting. You know, or at least competitively. Like, things like that are what perpetuates the sports that are already going on. Same thing with basketball. Like, TJ is a good example. And Miguel, they both played basketball at the church.
Cross country.
Exactly. That's another part. KK and Michelle's doing cross country.
We got kids that are 5 years old out
there. Exactly my point. Yeah. So the only sport that doesn't really have that is like powerlifting. We don't have no youth powerlifting. They even got youth wrestling. You can start wrestling at like 3. But with that, for real though, like, you know what I mean? Like, there's like 3-year-old kids out there doing something. I won't say it's wrestling 100%, but they're trying. It comes with time. Like, money makes moves. And I don't say that in a bad way. It's just that think about where your dollar is being spent and how that dollar is being spent afterwards. I can't speak for everything that we're going to ever do. I can't tell you the future, but I can tell you that we are trying our best to be a pillar in our community and in the community of like strength sports. And like, I'm trying not to like boast. Like, that's what I'm trying to like think around it, because like, we do a lot. And I would like us to continue to do more. So every dollar that you spend here with us ensures that we get to make a big impact in your lives and other people's lives, regardless if you know it. And that's all I think we could ever ask of other people and people of influence in the sport, is to find where you can give back and give back as much as possible without hurting yourself.
So with that being said, you guys, that is the podcast, the Sustained by Hustle podcast. We hope you guys enjoy our content that we put out. You know, again, we just talk about what's going on in our lives, what's going on within our business, and just trying to give some insight on us, who we are as people. It's not always going to be this heavy, but the topic kind of just came naturally. I wanted to talk about it, and I just brought it to the podcast. This is just a genuine conversation. This isn't scripted, and we're just going to continue to bring these kind of topics, you know, that we can talk about. And if you guys want, again, drop in the comments anywhere that you hear this podcast, or if you want us to speak on something more specific, drop it on the Instagram, Nightmare_Muscle, or at Your Friend Ryan, or at Breaking PRs, or at Michael's Instagram is too confusing for me to say.
It's all right, don't worry
about it. Mike doesn't like to be hit up on his Instagram, so just drop it in the comments, man. Let us know what you guys want to hear. If you want us to speak on something specific or have more insight on it, we'll love to talk about it. But other than that, you know, again, you guys, we are here because we care, we love y'all, and we want to continue to push this thing that we call powerlifting and fitness in your lives, because we use it to overcome adversity in our lives. And we know that this has helped us become the people that we are today. And this can only help you guys become the better person that you want to become tomorrow. With that being said, I'm out. I'm done. Mike, take it away.
Nice. Well, you know what's going to happen is everyone's going to hit me up because of what you said. They're going to go looking for it. But with that being said, a quick little note from our sponsor, Nightmare Muscle. You know, they're the best. With everything they do is what keeps this podcast alive, and it keeps us around a long table and in this one little mic. We use code BuiltByHeart at checkout at nightmaremuscle.com to save a little bit of money. And you can thank your friend Ryan for that. Will Skills, he's over here recording me, which made me feel super uncomfortable. Dang. I know I was not caught off guard. But hey, use Built by Heart at checkout at nightmaremuscle.com. Save a little bit of money, save a little bit of bread, and get yourself some brand new sleeves. And be on the lookout for the newest, latest equipment that's coming out soon. Peace.
We out. Peace.
You gonna say goodbye?
Bye.